Greg Hayden, thank you so much for inviting me to your favorite bar, Harry's in Paris. Thank you.
Welcome to Paris, Garry. Provided you
Hey,
can make it here.
I'm here. It's wonderful. The bar is looking good. There must be a story.
It is a story. It's going back 2007 Rugby World Cup, Harry's Bar. A great crack, great buzz, fond memories.
Was that the finals or was that the qualifiers?
Oh,
Or what did we win or did we lose?
we were losing, but we were winning off the field. The crack off the field was mighty. No, I think on the field we were losing pretty badly.
It's amazing when you go and you see the different personalities watching in bars. One memory that I have is that the French sit sipping a beer, watching the match.
Yeah, and the reason I liked Harry's Bar, it was like Paris had a lot of activity happening, but you go into Harry's and it'd be like Danny and Nesbitt's, and it was sort of chilled out, load of Irish people there, but not too packed either.
Yeah,
And it was just a great headquarters.
great atmosphere. So, if Harry's bar was open and
Yeah.
if you were there, who do you think you'd love, living or dead, to be sitting beside, having a pint or a glass of wine with?
Gary, you're probably similar age to me, and you think back to all the great movies, all the great stars. I was thinking of Steve McQueen, The Great Escape, and he loved. I love my cars and bikes, and he loved his cars and bikes. He's such a king of cool, and I was really upset when he couldn't jump over the magnet line. Do you remember he got caught? So I
Yeah.
was thinking him, but I was actually, who's cooler than Steve McQueen? My dad. Dad passed away. I'd love to be in Harry's Bar now, having a pint with
Absolutely.
my dad. Unfortunately, he went last June, but he was the king of cool to me.
Yeah. Actually, I was lucky enough to spend a afternoon with your dad at a GAA match, and he may have been age. He may have what was he, 80, maybe 70, but
He
by
was
God,
77. Yeah,
77. He still had the regaling stories. What great storyteller, huh?
I was. He was such a character, and he was a boxer in his early days, and he always kept himself very lean and fit. But he was a real character. Anyone that met him really liked him.
And did he travel? Just as a matter of interest, it wouldn't have been a near generation that traveled that much to go to Paris and go. Would you have gone him to Paris?
Have I got? Did I get him to Paris? I got him to Spain with me. I got him to. I've lived in the UK. He came over there a number of times. I got him to big Liverpool supporter as well. So I got him to see Liverpool against Man City the time we bet them 3-1, and we actually knew we were going to win the league after that match. Now he didn't get to see them hold the cup, but he knew after that match, we'd all but done it. Yeah, so he wouldn't be well travelled as we would be, but
Yeah.
yeah, he got around.
So when you think of that, and that's great memories of your dad and stuff. Is he involved in well, who's done the kindest thing? What's the kindest thing that anybody's ever done for you?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that have been very kind to me over my life. I've been very lucky. Maybe I surround myself with kind people, but they're usually smarter people than me anyway. But yeah, probably if I wrote my dad into that story, I think I must have been about fourth class
Hmm.
in Star to Sea in Sandymount, originally from Ringsend. So that was the local school, and I wanted to be a vet, and a teacher just didn't think I had it at all. So he told my dad came home one time. He said, "Going up to your school to meet your teacher," and I went, "Oh, sugar." And you knew what was going to happen. And then he went up, met the teacher. Teacher told him I hadn't got it, and that I'd be lucky to be a dustbin collector. And nothing wrong with dustbin collectors. I could have been king dustbin collector in Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Panda
my,
waste.
so my dad challenged him and told him that he didn't know what he was talking about, and they had it out with each other. And so my dad put a bet on within 2 years I'd be the best pupil in Star to See, leaving that school. And he came home and he told me that, and he's and I was thinking, geez, Dad, give me a challenge I could achieve. At least have a shot at it.
Yeah.
To be the best kid from zero to hero in 2 years, probably not possible. But it was a wake up call. So that was kind from his point of view. But the teacher, Kerry man, you know, after being told by my dad that, you know, that he wasn't up to much, he didn't stop me. He actually took the challenge, but, you know, he wanted me to achieve it. Uh, did I achieve it? I don't know. I did win the
No, but
milk.
it's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing that he didn't take it personally. He took on the challenge that he was going to work with you and help you.
Without a shadow of
Oh,
a doubt. And you know what? That was a really kind gesture because he could have taken her out on me, the fallout with him and my dad.
yeah.
But he didn't. He, as you said, he took the challenge, and you know, he said, "Well, you know, if this guy, he knew I didn't want to let down my dad, right? He probably also knew that I hadn't got the capability to be top of the class, but he knew it. Eventually, you know, I come to realization of to put a little bit of effort in here. So I won the milk project that year, the following year, and there's no way I would have won that for the school had I not got that kick up the behind.
Yeah, yeah, but it was done in such a way that didn't leave scars. It's actually a quite a achievement. Whatever you achieved, you saw it as a achievement rather than something that you don't reflect on well, which is
Yeah,
what
and
you want.
you know, I was often loving to get back there. I think that the man is retired now. Just a little thank you, you know, from the past, and said, by the way, thanks for doing that. It definitely helped me.
Well, isn't it funny because I'm useless at DIY. I'm absolutely. If I look at a screwdriver, I have to go to A&E, you know. And the only thing I remember about woodwork, we did woodwork in school. You probably did it too, first and second and third year. And the only thing I remember about the whole experience was Mr. McCarthy teaching us measure twice and cut once. Like, that's the only thing I can remember. And I still bring it then to everything because, and that's sort of asking, you and I speak about this regularly. Keep asking the why, the why, the why before you get going on the how. And that's measuring twice, cut once. And it's small little things that you remember.
Yeah.
And because Mr. McCarthy, the wood was hard, and I know that because he used to whack the back of the heads off it. So I don't have great memories of him. But listen, I have one other question if you have a moment.
Yeah.
We're already after learning a few things about you. So maybe you're going to say what I've just said, but what do we not know about Greg Hayden?
Just a couple of
One,
things,
one
and
thing.
one thing, right? Probably, you know, Ethos have won a number of awards.
Yeah.
And I think we've won 20 since we started, but we're currently engineering firm of the year last 3 years in a row. We're consultant, fit out consultant of the year last 3 years in a row. And they actually came in the post, Gary. There's one of them, right? And there's
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
And probably what people don't know, right? The other 18 of the 20 awards are lost somewhere because every time we won them on the night, we were celebrating. And I was out with John Carner or Colin Devon or one of the other directors, and I said, "Right, who has the plaque or who has the trophy?" They were saying, "Hey, no, we gave it back to you." I said, "No, we gave it back to you." So it was in some nightclub left behind
Yeah.
2 or 3 in the morning. So we were always going back to the organizers and and to say, look, can we have replicates? Can we make replicates? So because of COVID, these things came in the post to the
There you
home.
go.
So they're the only trophies I've won that I haven't actually lost on the night I was celebrating.
Well, it just shows you there must be a graveyard for trophies, not just for Ethos, for everybody. A bit like the shoe you see float, the one shoe you see floating around. Where's the other one? Well, I hope, and it's my dearest hope, that next year when you pick up the awards, that it's not delivered in the post for obvious reasons. And I suppose you're the same.
Yeah.
But it's
I,
all
I'm looking forward to those 3 or 4 o'clocks in the morning. You know,
losing them again.
yeah, wondering how much trouble I'm in with the wife.
Well, it's been short and sharp, but it's always interesting, Greg. Thank you so much. You're
You too, Gary.
very interesting. Always get a few nuggets. I've enjoyed Harry's in Paris, and thank you. And I'll see you in the flesh hopefully very soon.
Thanks, Gary. All the best.
Thank
Bye.
you.